Good morning. Welcome to Brittney on the Bluff, brought to you each weekday by Today's Computers, First Community Bank, Whitworth's Gift Chest Jewelers, and Key Drugs in Poplar Bluff. Thanks for joining us this morning. Hey, we've got some folks, or not some folks, a folk. He was supposed to be some folks. Andrew Jefferson with the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers at Wappapello Lake in the studio with us this morning, and his partner in crime was just not up to it today.
Not up to it today, yeah.
You know what? I'm not surprised.
Yeah.
There's a lot of that going around.
Yeah, but I'm here.
Well, you are, yeah, and we're proud of you for it, for
Yeah.
sure. He was just telling me, because I was telling him about my bout with the flu last week. Bah, it was terrible, Andrew.
Yeah.
Absolutely terrible. You haven't had the flu since when?
82.
Dadgum, dude. How do you resist it?
I think
How
it's
do you
living right and drinking a lot of water.
There you go. Well, I
Yeah.
drink a lot of water normally.
No sodas.
I try to live right.
Yeah.
Oh, well, the sodas, yeah, well, yeah.
Yeah, well, I
I
celebrated
kinda
I
do have a
celebrated an
weakness for
anniversary
those.
with the sodas on the 26th of December. So December 2606 was the last day I actually drank a soda. So
Oh, 06?
06, yeah.
Wow.
So
That's impressive.
yeah, my goal is to keep going as long as I can and
Wow.
taking it one day at a time. So
It's obviously working for
it's
you.
working. Yeah, it makes a difference. It really makes a big difference.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to give up my sodas. I don't drink near like that I used to before
Yeah.
I was diagnosed with diabetes.
Yeah.
And now you're going to diet sodas, which I despise. Absolutely hate them. But yeah, that
But
flu
take
is
it one day at a
rough,
time. I
dude,
guarantee you it'll work. Yeah.
to try to get rid of the soda cravings. Because
Yeah.
I'll be honest, I've told my doctor a million times, look, I don't mind giving up the cakes and the pies and the cookies and donuts and or at least, tiny little bits here and there. I can do that.
Yeah.
But sodas have been my hardest struggle.
Well, my next goal is to give up the cookies. I'm a
Really?
chocolate chip fanatic for cookies, yeah. And
He's a
Oreos.
junkie.
And Oreos, yeah. Yeah, chocolate chips and Oreos. So that's my next goal
Well,
is to
you know,
wean myself off of
If
those.
that's your worst vice,
Yeah.
I think you're doing okay.
Yeah.
Well, we just wrapped up the holiday season, and a big portion, I kept reminding people, don't forget, drive over and take a look at Festival of the Lights. How was turnout this year?
This was one of the biggest turnouts we've had in a long time,
Yeah?
Brittney. This was the
Excellent.
22nd year for the Festival Lights Christmas Auto Tour at the lake. We had approximately 15,407 folks to actually drive
Wow.
through. That is in
Nice.
comparison to last year, there was only like 12,500. But it was shut down the last couple of years, a few days because of bad
of
weather.
yeah.
But this year, somebody upstairs smiled on us, so no closures. We were open every night that we were scheduled to be open, and I'm sure that the Lions Club is very appreciative of the donations that were received. It was a great event, and with our volunteers helping out in the campground with security as well as turning the lights on and off, we couldn't have asked for a better year, and we appreciate all of those who drove out to see the lights 1, 2, maybe even 3 or 4 times. It paid
I know
off.
some people did.
Yeah, it paid off. And also to all of the participants, because without the participants, the Festival Lights event would not be what it was. So our hats off to all of those who participated. And if you're interested in doing it again next year, or if there are new folks wanting to get involved next year, the dates will be November the 27th through December the 27th. It doesn't cost anything. It's free to participate. A great way to advertise. Also, it's a great way to help usher in the holiday season.
Yeah. And, that's the lights things. I was thinking about that earlier. You just don't see homes decorated like you used to.
Right, that's correct.
There's still a few holdouts that get out there every year and,
Yeah.
and make it nice for everyone. And I appreciate those folks doing that so
Yeah.
much. But then, a lot of families, they don't want to run up their electric bill. You
Yeah.
can't really blame them for that. So they don't do much lights. But I kind of miss it.
Yeah, and one
I
of the
miss
things.
it. That was a big deal with our family.
Yeah, one of the things that we're looking at, hopefully next year, well, which will actually be this year now since we're in 15, is to possibly have some type of decoration judging going on for the best decorated site. We're going to develop a theme
Oh, nice.
and go with it from there. And
Yeah.
hopefully some of the other banks may get involved and have some type of little incentive award, something, to get the folks really involved and be very creative. So that's something we're looking
That's
at
a
this
good
year for the
idea.
Festival
Yeah.
Lights Auto Tour.
Very cool. So some changes could be coming.
We're looking for some changes, and
Excellent.
hopefully the Lions Club will continue to support. But with their membership has been dwindling over the years, and it looks like they may not be able to, but hopefully they will. But if they want, we still have a backup plan. We have a group called the Wappapello Volunteer Fire Department, it's just biting at the bits to get involved. Plus, we have the Walla group, and that's another subject we'll talk about in a few minutes, the Wappapello Lake Area Association.
Well, let's just do that if you don't. Well, one more thing before. Did the Lions Club happen to mention how much they collected? Or
No,
anything
we're going to have a wrap-up meeting tomorrow at 10 o'clock, and we'll have that information
I
available.
was kind of curious how they did with it.
I think they did.
Especially since it's
I think they did extremely
high
well.
attendance, yeah.
Extremely well. I was told that one night I think they received about $900 in donations one night.
wow.
So with it being open every night, no closures, a big turnout, I'm sure they did very well. But the Lions
Excellent.
Club, they don't just collect the money just to be receiving money.
Right.
They put the money to good use. They even put back into the event itself to help buy more lights and different things for the event. In addition, they also use the money for their mission, that is for the sights and hearing as well. So
Right.
it all goes to a good cause.
Yeah, excellent. Well, now let's shift gears.
Okay, we'll
I was
shift
just kind of
second
curious
gear
about
now.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you mentioned the Wappapello Association.
Yes.
This is a relatively new organization. Your whole focus basically is to come up with ways to promote the lake area.
Right.
Maybe some events throughout the year, some advertising, whatever the case may be,
Yes.
to try to get people to come to the lake.
Yes, and one of the things about the group is like you said, it's the Wappapello Lake Area Association, which we use the acronym WALA to make it much shorter. But the purpose again is to help not only the immediate vicinity at the lake. I like calling it like a tri-county type association, because we're looking at Butler County, Wayne County, and Stoddard County.
Right.
You know, everybody
Yeah, the
benefits.
lake is in a lot of
right.
areas.
Yeah. So we're excited about this new group. It formed last year. We had meetings in February, March, April, May, and June. So we do have a board, and the board consists of Tracy Brotherton, J.C. Bryant, Cindy Crabb, Michael Jackson, and also Janie Allison. They will be meeting this Thursday, a note here, at 5 o'clock at the Visitor Center, but it's the board only. And after the board meets this week, then they will establish a general meeting for any and everybody to attend. I'm sure that we'd love to have as many folks show up at the general meeting, because this is something new, long overdue at the lake, and I believe everybody can benefit from it.
Oh, yeah.
But you have to have support. So we're excited about this. Tracy Brotherton, bless her heart, she's trying her best to keep things going. She's the interim president right now. So I told her, I said, well, I'm going to help you as much as I can. I said, just like a kid riding a bicycle. When you first start off, you have the training wheels on. So we removed one wheel off already because the group is established. Miss Janet Brown, she's the registered agent, the lawyer. So she's taking care of all the legality of this. So one wheel is taken off.
There you
and
go.
I told her, I said, I'm going to keep pushing and holding you up until we get you steady. And then after this, you know, you guys
You're
take off
on,
with it.
you're on your own.
Yeah, but again, we're proud of the group and the enthusiasm that they've shown to actually get something like this formed. So often when you're trying to get something new established, there are a lot of bumps in the roads that you have to deal with, growing pains. But I've been around at the lake at Wappapello for a little over 27 years now, and got almost 31 years in with the Corps of Engineers. So
Wow.
I've seen a lot, and I've experienced a lot as far as forming groups and different things and what you have to get through, a lot of hurdles. But the main thing is it may slow down, but don't stop at all, because once you stop, it's hard to get the momentum going again.
Right.
And don't put your goals too high. You need small goals so you can increase, you know, and get more people involved. Folks get excited when they succeed. So when you have something, taking those smaller steps, succeeding, it makes a big difference, and people want to get involved. But again, we're looking forward to this group being a big part of the Wappapello Lake area, and I say area, that's all three counties, Wayne County, Butler County, and Stoddard County. And for folks to get involved, because it would be an economic boost for all of us. You know,
Absolutely.
It is
Yeah.
something that's long overdue.
You know, you start bringing in tourism from the St. Louis area particularly. or Memphis or
Or
something
Memphis,
like
because
that.
we're right in the middle
Right,
between
you know.
St. Louis and Memphis. Yes,
That's money for Poplar Bluff. That's not just for the lake area.
that's correct. Yes,
Those people are going to come here. They may go to the lake and, have some fun, maybe even camp.
yes,
Some of them will come into town,
Yes.
stay at our motels,
Yes.
eat at our restaurants.
especially the new one that's being
Spend
constructed
their
too.
money. Yeah. We want them to do that. We
Yeah.
want them to fork over those bucks while they're down here
Yeah.
or up here and,
Yeah.
and leave some of their financial blessings in our area.
So yes, that's correct.
So, and that's really that's the thing about these kinds of organizations.
Yes.
If you look at it as, well, that's the lake, that's not going to help Poplar Bluff. Well, that's very short-sighted.
It is very short-sighted. And one of the things we, as an agency, the Corps of Engineers, there's several things that we cannot do, like, as an example, go out soliciting for special events and different things like
Right,
that.
right.
But by having a group like this established, this will give us an opportunity to go out and solicit, and I'd say us an opportunity, I'm talking about the group as a whole, not
Right,
the Corps,
right.
to go out and get more people and businesses involved in supporting what we're trying to do. And Brittney, I would say that our special events that we have at the lake is second to none. We put on an excellent events each year,
Oh, yeah.
starting from April all the way up through November, December.
Yeah.
And all the events that the Corps of Engineers puts on are free to attend. They're family-oriented. They're fun, exciting. So we try to make sure that everybody gets something out of what we try to do. And safety, again, is one of our number one priorities.
Oh, of course. And that new association, you'll be planning fun stuff, but the message is always be safe while you're having fun.
That's correct. That's correct.
Yeah. Well, it sounds like a great organization. Mm-hmm. There may be some folks listening right now that are thinking, I could get on board with that.
And if
That's
they are,
something I'd
and
like
they-
to be a part of.
And you want to contact us at the lake, you can call us at 573-222-8562, or you can email me, andrew.jefferson@usace.army.mil, M-I-L. And we'll be more than glad to put you on our mailing list to keep you abreast as far as what's going on with the meetings and whatnot. And hopefully you can show up. And another good thing about this group is that even if your agency or group wants to be involved, you can have a liaison to represent. You don't have to have 3 or 4 people there at the meetings.
Right.
You can just have one representative to go back and forth. So that's another good thing about
kind
it.
of carry the information back and forth.
Yes.
Kind of deal. Nice. Well, you were talking about the quality of events that are held at the lake, and I have to agree on that one, because a couple of my favorites, Old Greenville Days,
Yes.
Black Rendezvous.
Yes.
Black Powder Rendezvous.
Black Powder Rendezvous, yes.
And right now, you're actually getting organized for Black Powder Rendezvous this year.
That's correct. We're talking about meetings again. We'll be meeting with the Crowley's Ridge Black Powder Club this Wednesday at 5 p.m. at the lake in preparation for the Black Powder Rendezvous. And this is the longest consecutive running rendezvous in the state of Missouri. I think it's either 36 or 37 years now. I have to go back to make sure it's one of the two. But it's done in partnership with the Crowley's Ridge Black Powder Club. It takes place April the 18th and 19th up at the Greenville Recreation Area. One of the biggest events we have to kick the year off. If folk have never been before, and I'm speaking to this new generation that's coming up now, you can put your iPhones and iPads and all that other stuff down and come on up to Greenville, walk around, step back in time, see the folk in the mountain men type regalia, the long black powder rifles, the tomahawk throwing, bow
They
shooting,
are long
fire
rifles
starting.
too, aren't they?
Oh yeah.
Man, those puppies are long.
Yes, yes.
And they get those suckers out, and I'm thinking, how are they even holding that thing steady?
And one of
you
the
know?
unique things about the event, Brittney, is that it's not just for the adult males. There's a female category,
yeah.
and also for our
Gals
children.
can have a great time
There's
out there.
also children that can participate. Plus, they have the candy cannon for kids and old-time games such as sack race, tug of war, things such of that nature. But it's a good event,
Yeah.
fun, and excuse me, and exciting. Now, one of the things that we're looking at for the events for this year, I know we all love our animals, our pets, but there's going to be some restrictions on bringing some of the pets to the events.
Okay.
The city of Greenville has incorporated with the old town of Greenville, the campground area. We've had issues up there this past year with campers having aggressive dogs,
Oh, no.
and that is against one of the city ordinances. So there's going to be some restrictions, and we'll put a news release out to get more information as time gets closer concerning bringing in animals up there to the events. And we know, again, all animals aren't bad animals or are not aggressive, but then you may get one that's aggressive, and, you know, it'll be like a chain reaction, more or less.
Yeah.
So there will be some changes in reference to what you can and can't do as far as bringing some of your pets to the events up there.
Okay.
But, again, we're excited about this year. This is 2015.
Dang. Don't remind me of that. I'm still trying to get caught up from 2014.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Well, I'm looking forward to Black Powder Rendezvous, and I'm also looking forward to Ag Expo. And
Yes.
don't you guys usually set up and as part of Ag Expo?
Yes, we do. The
That's what I was
Ag
thinking.
Expo will be January the 30th and 31st at the Black River Coliseum. Normally we have a booth that we share with the National Park Service. They will not be available on Friday, the 30th, but they will be available on the 31st, the National Park Service. But we will have a couple of rangers there both days.
Okay.
On Friday, we'll have Jeremy Jackson. He's one of our resource rangers, extremely knowledgeable when it comes to natural resource management. In addition with Jeremy, we're going to have Miss Morris, Jennifer Morris. She's swapping shops. She's coming to my programs. As a matter of fact, it started yesterday, Sunday. And Aaron Winchester is going to the Visitor Assistance Program. But Jennifer and Jeremy will be there on Friday evening. And then on Saturday, Aaron Winchester and Jennifer will staff the booth for us, along with one of the Park Service representatives. And we'll have water safety information available there at the booth, as well as conducting programs. There's going to be some type of scavenger hunt. And within the scavenger hunt, you have to at least stop by several booths and get the information that they're looking for. So make sure you stop by the Corps of Engineer booth, because we are part of the scavenger hunt route.
Excellent. And you always have great information available, usually some pictures on display.
Yes.
That kind of a thing.
And we'll have the animal pelts and other things available for the kids and adults to touch, feel, and whatnot. We have still have activity books. We got more water safety giveaway items that are just came in about a month ago, such as the Frisbees, the water safety tattoos, the cups that change different colors and whatnot. A lot of things that we're able to give away. So stop by our booth, and we'll be more than glad to share that information with you.
Okay. Hook you up.
Yeah, we'll take care of it.
Hook you up with a goodie or two there.
Yeah.
Very cool. Ag
Yeah.
Expo 2015, again, January 30th and 31st.
Yes.
At the Black River Coliseum right here in Poplar Bluff.
Mm-hmm.
I know the last time you and I spoke, you were working pretty hard on kind of getting the preliminary setup going for a huge event
Yes.
for the Corps.
For the Corps. 75 years strong. That's our theme. It's the 75th year anniversary of Wappapello Lake of the dam construction. It will be taking place on June the 18th, 2016. That's next year. However, we want to get an early jump start on it, and we've been meeting our team at the lake. We've had several meetings. We met with some of our district office people. As a matter of fact, one of the main players for the district office, he's coming down the latter part of this month. And we're going to talk money as far as getting exhibits and other things we can do in preparation for this huge event. Wappapello is one of 3 lakes that will be celebrating the 75th year anniversary. As a matter of fact, I think it's Butler Lake down in Mississippi is celebrating this year, 2015, Wappapello 2016, and Sardis Lake 2017. So all of them are back to back. So we're going to kind of keep our eyes open and ear to the ground to see what Butler does this year and try to top that and go from there.
I don't think you'll have any trouble topping that.
Yeah, but we've met with different businesses such as Pepsi, trying to get some type of celebration information, maybe on the Pepsi cans possibly.
Nice. That'd be fun.
We've talked to the folks up in St. Louis, John Daves. He's been talking about getting the Clydesdales down here, trying to make connections with that.
Oh, fun.
Becky Hayes has been one of our other rangers. She's been working on the logo. We're looking at possibly having a new outdoor marquee put up, constructed. We can have lake information on it, even looking at possibly showing a couple of movies in celebration of the 75th year anniversary, Gone with the Wind and Wizard of Oz, I believe. They were developed during that same time frame, more or less. So there are a lot of things that we're looking forward to doing, and going back to this Waller Group, possibly the Waller Group, the Wappapello Lake Area Association, can help us to get the, I think it's called the Terminator. It's with Larry Hill. It's the big monster truck. They wanted to get it out there. We, the Corps, can't do this, but a group like the Waller Group can do that. And again, there's so many things that we've been brainstorming on and hoping that will happen. I'm sure that we continue to move forward and get the support from the community. We will be successful at this. Now, one of the other unique avenues that we're looking at is that the 18th of June of 2016, we're looking at starting activities roughly 75 days out from that date, which would be April Fool's Day, April 1st. So we're planning on having something take place every weekend at the lake from April 1st all the way up to the celebration date.
Wow.
Dot Tankersley, she's a member of the Wappapello Lions Club, and she's also involved in the theatrics around here, so hopefully they can get involved. And we're wanting things to take place here in Poplar Bluff. Maybe even some of the businesses may want to do some type of specials, you know, having somehow 75 involved in it, 75-cent hamburgers or
75% off everything.
Off everything. But don't go broke. Yeah.
I'll come shop.
Yeah.
If they offer me that kind of deal.
Yeah. So
Wow.
again, we're excited about this, and we will be meeting throughout the year, trying to get things nailed down. And as things get closer as far as the fruition on all of this, we'll keep the public again informed on it. And you can check out our Facebook. We'll have information on there leading up to the event. Another thing, if there's ideas that maybe the public have that we have not thought of, share your ideas with us, because sometimes you can be too close to the forest to see the trees. So there may be other folks out there that can help us with different ideas that they would like to see.
That'd be very cool. I think you need to have a big fishing tournament.
Yeah.
As part of the celebration.
Hey, we can throw that in the hat.
Ooh, how about some horseback rides?
We can throw that in. Speaking of that, we got the Ozark Trail.
Yeah.
31 miles of trail available for any and everybody that loves to be in the outdoors.
Part of the 75th anniversary.
Oh yeah.
Could be really anything.
Just about anything.
Fun at the lake.
Throw it to the wall and see what sticks.
So you need some folks to come to these organizational meetings.
Yes, we do. Serious, yes, we do.
Thing,
yes.
To share their ideas.
Yes, and if you can't make it to the meeting, give us a call. And if you don't want to give us a call, you can send a letter or email. Again, my email address is andrew.jefferson@usace.army.mil, M-I-L. And we'll be more than happy to entertain the thoughts and comments that you may have.
Absolutely. Very cool. I'm looking forward to that 75th.
I am too. It'll be a big relief off my shoulders.
Every weekend.
Yeah, every
Imagine
weekend.
That. Every weekend.
Every weekend. And with our natural resource program, Eric Lemons is the lead ranger on that. Eric Lemons, Eric Linneman, and Jeremy Jackson, and they do an outstanding job. There's so many things that the resource program does that the public may not even be aware of, involving timber sales and agricultural type activities, dealing with the Indiana bats, you know, endangered species, mobility.
I'd like to see a program on that too.
We will be doing that because Jeremy said that they'll be more than happy to help us out. Jennifer Morris, she came from that program. So, and she asked if she could. I said, Jennifer, whatever you can bring to the interpretive program, we love to have you to do it. So there's going to be a lot of changes as far as program-wise, and for the positive, not negative. We want to get with the schools. John Daves had already said that he wants to make water safety contacts at the schools by actually going out to the schools this winter doing water safety programs. So we're going to get a jump start on all of this. And speaking of the water safety programs, a couple of weeks ago over at Wren Lake, there were a couple of drownings. And Wren Lake, yes, Wren Lake is part of our district, the St. Louis district. Those were the two first fatalities for the fiscal year, which our fiscal year starts in October. And it's just beginning. Spring and summer hasn't arrived yet. So we've been very blessed and fortunate at Wappapello Lake not to have had drownings over several years, but that comes from the support of the businesses and community, as well as the public coming out, making sure they obey the rules and regulations, as well as wearing their life jackets. And that's the key to all of this, Brittney. People have to learn to be smart and safe at the same time. There are so many variety of life jackets available now. There should be no excuse for people not having a life jacket. And even if you don't have one, there are life jacket loaner stations available at the lake. The visitor center is closed right now, but guess what? We still have life jacket loaner stations at the boat ramps. So if you're going to come out to the lake, as the weather gets warmer and you don't have a life jacket, stop by the Redmond Creek boat ramp or even Peoples Creek boat ramp, or you can stop by one of the marinas, and they'll be more than glad to let you use one of the life jackets. So that was a kind of at free, no cost.
Free. Yeah.
Yeah, no cost. And, it was kind of a downer because it was a grandson and grandfather. So, again, we want to encourage everybody to please be safe on the water.
So what happened?
It's very important.
Were they boating?
They were boating, yes. Fishing. So be careful.
A grandfather and grandson.
Yes.
Wow. I hadn't heard of that one.
Yeah, that was about a couple of weeks ago.
Wow. But that's really sad.
Yeah.
Well, you and I were talking before the show started, and you mentioned that you were trying to get some grant money.
Mm-hmm. Yes, we're
to
working.
expand some of the trails.
Oh yeah, we're working with Missouri Department of Transportation.
Okay, so
and
a
also,
MoDOT grant.
Yeah, MoDOT grant, as well as there's another grant. I can't recall the name right off the top of my head, but the purpose of that particular grant is to help expand the bicycle trail up at Greenville.
Oh, very
The trail
cool.
does exist right now. It's 2.2 miles from the campground. It's paved all the way to the town of Greenville. But what we're wanting to do is to expand the trail by having it connect to the Ozark Trail, which is up on Highway 67 near the Unknown Soldiers Grave area, and also have it connecting to Memory Lane, which is inside the campground. John Daves and Doug Nichols, we call him Mr. Landlord. He's the he's the lead facilities management park ranger. He does an exceptional job. So anytime you see the parks being mowed and the restrooms cleaned and all this other good stuff, pristine looking area, you can take your head off to Doug Nichols and the facilities management crew. Also, Rosie Lemons, and they have an excellent maintenance crew. And I want to shout out to the maintenance crew, Richard Crane. That was another Michael Crane we had years ago. But Richard Crane, Tim Middleton, Scott Thompson, Joey Hem, and they had a student, but he's not here now. He went back to school, and Frank Sims. So they do an excellent job in the facilities management program, keeping everything up to par, making the parks look very nice.
Oh, yeah. And, gosh, if it wasn't for those folks, just think what your experience when you head over to the lake would be like.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for them.
Yeah.
And, the effort that they put forth. Man, those are great folks.
Yes, and we appreciate them as well. We appreciate them.
Yeah, I do too. Very much so. Very much so. So we could be getting some additional money to expand that bike trail.
That's correct. Yes.
Are there any other plans for the trails there, or
no?
That's just kind of
that's about it
a
right
small
there.
Grant for that.
Yeah, just for that. Now, Rusty Wiseman with MoDOT, he's their historian, and he's been working with us for the last couple of years, getting the street signs put in up at the campground. Plus, we had new interpretive markers to replace the old ones that were there.
Right.
And we're going to have some new interpretive markers on the Trail of Tears. They're going to be put in near the boat ramp area. And Rusty, he's a walking encyclopedia. And if you ever want to get a thorough history of Wayne County, whatever, he's the man. And he's going to be doing a program for us as well this spring or summer, talking about the history of the of Wayne County and Greenville. And once we get all of our programs lined up, the dates, we'll let the public know, and we would love to have you guys to come out and listen to what things Rusty would have to share with us.
So these markers that are being added as portion of the Trail of Tears, have there been markers there previously, or
no,
is this something
this
totally
is something
new?
Totally new. Totally new.
Okay. So why was it not marked before?
Well, we did not really have all the information as we did before. One of our former employees, Angela Smith, she did an excellent job gathering information about old Greenville, and she even hit a little bit on the Trail of Tears, but our focus was not on the Trail of Tears. It was mainly the history of old Greenville, trying to get things situated there. But Rusty, he, again, is an excellent historian. He researched information about the Trail of Tears, and he presented the idea to us. And we said, sure, we'd love to go with this.
So it did actually go through
yes, a portion
area.
of it.
Wow.
A portion of it did actually go through Greenville, near where the boat ramp is located.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, those markers need to be there then.
Yeah, then hopefully they'll be there
Very
this
cool.
spring, sometime this
Very
spring.
cool.
Yes.
I've always been fascinated by that whole story.
Yeah.
saddened but fascinated.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, part of our history.
It's one of those deals I can't read about it without bawling
Bawling,
my eyes
yeah.
out. I mean, I really, truly just can't do
Yeah.
it. But it's such an interesting portion of the history of this part of the country.
That's correct, yes.
So,
Because
very
actually I was
interesting.
told,
look
I
forward to
think
that.
Cindy Jackson, the manager, had mentioned that because of the drainage system, with the swamp and all this and the rivers and stuff, that this was one of the locations up at Greenville that allowed them to actually cross over, to where they were heading to, because
Right.
there was no other route to get there.
Wow. Very, very cool. Well, I can't wait to see those in the springtime.
Yes.
This coming spring.
Yes, matter of fact, John Daves, he's been reviewing, along with us, some of the drafts to make sure it's what we would like to see as far as the layout and whatnot. So we're close to having it done.
Very cool.
That's why I
Very
say
cool.
this is 2015, Brittney. I'm excited about this year. A lot of new things.
I can see that. And then next year's going to be even bigger.
Oh, man, next year, we're going to tear the roof off next year.
Yeah,
So-
I was going to say, you're not going to be able to handle it, Andrew,
No,
because you're
no.
just going to get so hyped.
Yeah,
Till then,
yeah,
just not going to be able to take it.
yeah.
Well, ever since we had our big ice storm and floods and stuff a few years back, every time we get really, really heavy rain, I start thinking, what's the lake level looking like right now? Because I will never forget as long as I live.
Yeah.
Going up and watching that water coming
Oh,
through the
man.
spillway
Yeah,
during the big flood.
yeah,
And it just changed the way that I looked at the lake.
yeah.
It really did. And so, even like what we've had lately where we've just had some rain, we haven't had a lot of snow or anything like that. But to the north of us, they have gotten some ice
Yes.
and some snow.
And
that
that's
sort
what
of thing.
some people may not understand, and I'll share this right quick. Our watershed is up near the Fredericktown, Farmington area, more or less,
Right.
north of us. What happens here locally does not really affect us locally. What affects us more than anything is the amount of water that comes down from the watershed. So they've gotten a pretty good amount up there, so we will be expecting the lake to go up a tad. As of Saturday, this past Saturday, the lake was 358.11. And yesterday, Sunday, even with all the rain that we got down here locally, believe it or not, it was 357.51. So all that is locally, but again, the water's going to come down. And
Right,
normally there's like a 5-foot discrepancy between the southern part of the lake near Redmond Creek in contrast to up near Greenville.
5 feet.
Yeah, about 5 feet difference.
Wow. I didn't realize
and the water,
that.
now it's not instantaneous 5 feet, but
no.
gradually, it's about 5 feet.
Wow. That's a pretty big difference.
Yeah, that is a pretty big difference. So that's why I said what happens locally does not affect us right away,
Right.
but it's what comes down from the north.
But they haven't had enough north of us for us to be worried
No,
or
no.
freaking out or anything like that. I
No.
mean, they've had some. It will affect us a little bit, and you guys will do your magic.
We'll do our management. We have a new water control plan, which gives us a little bit more leverage and that we can make gate changes and stuff, up to 10,000 CFS, cubic feet per second.
So most people never even notice.
Right. They never even noticed the difference and stuff. And I was told that the farmers downstream are crying for water, more or less. And so we'll see what happens. And if we have to release a little bit more from 3,000 to increase it or whatever, we do have the leeway and the support from our water control people in the district office to do so.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Giving you a little bit more freedom.
Flexibility, yeah.
More freedom of how to handle it when water is coming.
Yeah.
Well, you guys, like I say, you work your magic over there. And
Yeah.
I'm always amazed that you can control the levels so effectively and so fast.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, really fast.
Yes. And
It's
again, these
amazing.
decisions, we want to make sure everybody understands, too. The decisions to raise and lower the gates, releasing more water, holding more water back, is not a decision that's made from the manager locally.
Right.
That's
right.
done in cooperation with our folks in the district office. They work together.
And they watch it very
They watch it very closely. Yes, that's correct.
Very closely.
Yes.
So, folks around here, you just don't have to worry about it. Basically, is what we're trying to say.
That's right.
They're going to handle it. They're going to make it go away when there's too much and appear when there's not enough.
Yeah.
And it's pretty impressive
That's
stuff.
really magic, Brittney.
It really is. I mean, you guys do amazing things over there.
Yeah.
And I always tell people, if you don't really understand how that all works and you'd like to learn a little bit more about it, because it really is fascinating, go over to the visitor center.
Yes.
And talk to those folks. And
Or if they want to
take the gatehouse tour.
take the gatehouse tour, there's a group out there.
And it'll really teach you a lot about how that all works.
Right. Now, we normally do guided gatehouse tours scheduled from Memorial Day weekend through Labor Day weekend every Saturday and Sunday around 2 o'clock. But if there's a group or organization that is wanting a special gatehouse tour, even during this time of the year, contact us. And we'll be more than happy to schedule it for you and to take you inside the gatehouse,
Cool.
show you around how things operate, and give you a different perception or perspective of what the gatehouse is all about.
Definitely a different perspective.
And
You
it
walk
is
in there and you go, whoa.
Yeah. And we've had a lot of major rehab done to the gatehouse, and still there are more things to do as far as keeping it up to speed. Remember, this facility is roughly 74 and a half years old, more or less. So
almost 75,
almost 75 years
guys.
old.
Yeah.
And normally, I think, if my memory serves me correctly, it was only expected to be around about 50 years or so.
Really?
Yeah. So,
Wow, I didn't know that part.
but you know something else, another secret to all of this is that every 5 years, we have what we call a dewatering inspection. Whereas the lake level is dropped below winter pool, and we have engineers from the district office, from our division office, and from our staff to go down and to check all the main parts of the gatehouse, like the gates, the rollers, and all of that, to make sure that everything is in good working condition every 5 years.
It's just one of those deals. The first time you walk down there,
Yeah.
it can be a little kind of creepy feeling.
Yeah.
And but really, the system, to be designed as long ago as it was, it's just so effective.
It is very effective.
And you think 75 years ago, how in the world did they build something that
Yeah.
massive?
And you look at the technology
And it
we have
worked
now
that
in
well.
contrast to back then. Yeah. Well, even if you look at the construction of the lake, we put together a video where it was a slideshow back in the late 80s, early 90s on the, it was called Memory Lane, but it was in reference to the dam construction. And to look at how they were using crossbow saws to cut down the trees.
Yeah.
And sledgehammers to bust up some of the rocks and picks and stuff. All of this was real manual labor. And they would work from sun up to sundown, more or less. And as far as pay, from 35 cents a day, not an hour, up to maybe $1, depending upon what type job you had. And they really did a lot of manual labor back then. And we today are reaping the benefits of what they did back then. So we're very appreciative of that,
They
too.
built it right.
Yes.
When they did it.
Yes.
Or it wouldn't be still.
Or it wouldn't be still
functioning,
here today. Yes.
Working as well as it does. 75 years almost later.
Yeah. That's something.
So I think it's fascinating.
Yeah.
I just am blown away by the construction of any kind of project like that. Especially manually.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
wow. I guess it's just as long as it keeps running properly and working properly, they'll keep
Hey,
using it.
like the Energizer Bunny, we keep going on and on.
That's one way to look at it.
Yeah.
So lake stages, we'll keep you up to date on those as if there's any changes, if weather changes, and it looks like they might need to be doing a little bit more. We'll tell you about it.
Yes.
Otherwise, you just want to learn about it, stop by the visitor center when they're open.
Right, and the visitor
do
center
the
will
gatehouse
open.
tour.
Yes, the visitor center will open on May the 2nd.
May 2nd.
Right, it'll be open weekends only up until Memorial Day weekend. On May 2nd, it's open from 10 to 4, weekends only. And starting the Friday of Memorial Day weekend, it will be open every day. On Fridays and Saturdays from 10 till 7 p.m. and Sundays through Thursdays from 10 a.m. to 4:30 p.m.
Okay. Sounds good. A lot of folks think that here we are in the dead of winter, there's nothing going on at the lake. And they just couldn't be any farther from the truth. We've still got campgrounds open.
Right.
And more campgrounds opening soon.
Yes.
And stuff is going on over
Stuff
there.
is still going on at the lake.
You can't let a little cold weather keep you away.
No, it's the true troopers.
Yeah,
that are able to go out and
They're
camp like this
camping
now.
in January.
Yeah, yeah. But as you mentioned about the campgrounds, Peoples Creek Upper Campground, we were able to keep it open year-round, so it's still available if anyone wants to camp. We have dates for the other campgrounds that will be opening, such as on March the 20th, Redmond Creek East Campground will open. On March the 27th, Greenville Campground will open. On April the 3rd, Redmond Creek West Campground will open. And on April the 17th, Peoples Creek Lower Campground will open. Now, one of the unique things about Redmond Creek Campground, East and West, we have 109 sites, and all 109 sites will be reservable, same-day reservation this year.
That's pretty cool.
Very cool.
For those folks that may not be able to get there till a little later on Friday kind of thing. And
Right.
they still want to come over for the weekend. And
Yes.
yeah, very cool.
And one of the things about the reservations is that once you reserve your site, you must check in no later than 4 p.m. the next day, by 4 p.m. the next day, no later. Otherwise, your site will be released. But that's something new and different that we're trying at Wappapello Lake this year. 100% reservable at Redmond Creek East and West.
And they can do that online?
They can do it online as well. And also, if they want to call, there's a number, 1-877-444-6777. That's 1-877-444-6777. Or they can go to www.recreation.gov, G-O-V, www.recreation.gov.
I'm trying to jot it down as you're talking, just in case anybody calls for that phone number, 1-877-444-6777.
Yes.
The number that you can call to reserve those campsites.
That's correct.
And that's year-round.
Year-round.
You can use that reservation program.
Yes. Now,
anytime.
Anytime.
Now, is it required that you have reservations, or is it just if you want?
If you want.
If you want to.
If you want to, right.
Okay.
Now, the other thing is that you can reserve, like up at Peoples Creek and Greenville, up to 260 days in advance. You know, that's still a possibility if you want to do things like that.
Right.
A lot of people go for the long-term early reservations, especially when there are special events involved.
Oh,
such as the Black Powder Rendezvous or the old Greenville days. People wait till 12 o'clock midnight, and once you pass midnight, they hit that button and start reserving sites. So this is just a hint to the wise. If you want to reserve sites for events like that, make sure you do it
early.
Very early, yeah, early as you can, yes.
Do it when they open the phone line.
Yes.
So, yeah, because those really do fill up a lot during old Greenville days. And
yes, they do.
Things, so.
Yes.
And that's my favorite campground in the area, is the old Greenville campground.
Well, it's one of the most unique campgrounds that the Corps of Engineers as an agency has as a whole, because not only do we have a day use area there, we also have an historic site, being Memory Lane.
Right.
And there's a cemetery right there in the campground. Yeah.
My favorite spot is that one right next to the cemetery.
Yeah.
That's my favorite.
And now we have a
campsite.
bicycle trail through there as well, connecting to the old town of new town of Greenville. So there's a lot of diversity as far as recreation possibilities right there at that one particular location.
Yeah, I really like that area.
Yeah.
And boy, this bike trail thing, I think, is just for families.
Yes.
It gives them something to do while they're camping.
Yes. And I've spoken with the mayor of Greenville, and one of the, I guess he's the assistant or chief of police there, Mr. Robinson. And what we're looking at doing is working with the Swin bicycle ownership down here in Poplar Bluff, next to Pearl Vision, is to do some type of safety programs at the school, bicycle safety. With make sure they wear the helmets and different things.
Yeah.
And that's something we'll be looking at doing this spring. And hopefully, not only can we do it there, but even here in Poplar Bluff, safety is safety regardless of where you're at. And we want to make sure that everybody again arrive safe, get home safe, come back again.
I like that idea. Bike safety.
Yes.
Huh. Very cool. Very, very cool. And of course, boy, we don't have much time left, Andrew. I look over, there's like 7 minutes left.
Okay.
But you did want to mention some upcoming special events.
Right.
Of course, we can get into more detail with them as they get closer.
Yes.
just to kind of remind folks some of the things that are coming up.
Okay. Our first special event for the year, again, will be the Black Powder Rendezvous. And that will be April the 18th and 19th at the Greenville Recreation Area. The Visitor Center will open on May the 2nd. We'll have on the 16th of May at the Visitor Center an event that's called Kids to Parks Day. And that particular event is mainly to get kids outdoors doing physical type activities.
Sure. Yeah.
That'll take place from 10 to 2 at the Visitor Center on May the 16th. May the 22nd through the 25th kicks off the summer recreation season. That's Memorial Day weekend, the 22nd through the 25th. On June the 20th, that's the third weekend in June, we'll be having our annual Kids Fun Day. That takes place at the Lost Creek Recreation Area. It consists of fishing activities as well as bow shooting, pellet gun shooting. It's done in partnership with Missouri Department of Conservation as well as the Mingo Job Corps. They've been helpful with just about every event that we have. So our hats off to the Job Corps. That event is open to kids ages 5 to 14 years old. They don't have to bring any rods and reels if they don't have them. We can supply those. If there are other businesses out there that want to help support the event by having door prizes available, contact us. We'll be more than glad to accept those.
Okay.
Let me back up right quick. Our Water Safety Council will be meeting on the third Tuesday in March at 10 o'clock at the Visitor Center. The Water Safety Council also is responsible for helping to put on events such as Waterfest and the Kids Fishing and Fun Day. If there's anyone that would like to attend the meetings, we need your help. 10 o'clock on the third Tuesday in March at the Visitor Center.
Okay.
On July 4th, Waterfest. Ranger Willie's wedding. Ranger Willie's still alive, Brittney.
Ranger Willie.
Yes, still alive.
He's such a good guy.
Yes, he's been around for about 16 or 17 years now. But anyway, Waterfest will take place at the Redmond Creek Beach. There's no cost to swim or participate in the activities on that day only. Now, not the 3rd, not the 5th, on the 4th only. That's on a Saturday. On August the 15th, there will be the annual duck blind drawing for the duck hunters at the Visitor Center. Jeremy Jackson and Eric Lemons from the Resource Shop can provide you more information on that. That's the 3rd Saturday in August, the 15th. On the 4th Saturday in August, which will be the 22nd, we'll be having the annual ACAT Triathlon event. That's a good event. This will be, I think, the 4th or 5th year for that particular event. Heather Tuggle and Dan Gross. Dan is the president of the Water Safety Council. Heather Tuggle is the vice president, and Heather mostly does all the coordination of the majority of it for that particular event. On September the 4th through the 7th, it's the Labor Day weekend, and there will also be the old 25-mile Labor Day weekend yard sale.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that'll be the 4th through the 7th. We do have spaces available outside the Visitor Center at no cost if anybody would like to participate. On September the 12th, which is the second Saturday in September, is the Woods event, and that stands for Wappapello Outdoor Opportunity for the Disabled Sportsman. And that's done in partnership with the SEMO Independent Living Center here in Poplar Bluff. Mm-hmm. That event is for anyone that has any type of physical or mentally challenged. Mm-hmm. We take them out on the lake by way of boat to go boating. Plus there are land-type activities, fishing, as well as arts and crafts, face painting, a lot of good things. The Wappapello Lions Club helps support that event as well by providing a free meal to all of those who attend and participate. Then that brings us to your favorite, third weekend in September, the 19th and 20th. We'll be celebrating the 24th Old Greenville Days on the third Saturday in September. And what's unique about this year is that next year, the 25th year, will coincide with the 75th year. So there are some things, Brittney, that's going to blow your mind when we get all this finally finalized.
25, 75. 25,
and then on
75.
The 26th, 25% to 75%.
That's a pretty significant difference, isn't it?
On the 26th of September will be the National Public Lands Day. That's the fourth Saturday in September. On the 17th and 18th of October will be the Mobility Impaired Deer Hunt. Mm-hmm. And that, again, is done through the Resource Shop with Eric Lemons, Jeremy Jackson, and Eric Lenneman. And on the 27th of November through the 27th of December, the Festival of Lights Auto Tour. So that takes us down for the whole year. We're ready.
Now, next year,
Mhm.
you won't be able to get through all the events in a quick list like that.
No, we won't be able to do that because there'll be
But
so
this
many
year we're
things
still
going on.
doing it.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah,
Wow. Very cool. Busy and always something going on
always.
at the lake.
No dull moment around there. Serious. A lot of you
no.
mentioned this earlier, and I'm going to mention this right quick. A lot of people think that during the winter time, from November through January, things slow down at the lake. No, that's not true. We are constantly planning, reevaluating, getting things ready. The Christmas tree drop off. For those who have
yeah, I'm glad
live
you
Christmas
mentioned
trees,
that.
yeah, that they want to drop off at the lake, they can do so up until the 15th of this month.
I forgot about that. I'm glad
At
you said
Shonya
that.
Landing and Redmond Creek. Drop those Christmas trees off. We'll take them, bundle them up, put them out in the lake as a fish shelter, fish habitat. So those things can be reused, or sometimes we even use them in some of our remote areas to help serve as a habitat for the wildlife and whatnot.
There you
so
go.
If you got those trees out there, you got up until the 15th of this month,
Just
which
a few
is
more days,
few more
basically,
days.
to get them turned in.
Right,
Bring them over there.
at Shonya Landing or Redmond Creek.
And do that. I mean,
Yes.
make sure you take all your decorations off. Don't
Yes.
leave tinsel on it or anything like that. Cause
Strip 'em down.
That'll kill the fish.
Yeah.
We don't want that.
No.
But definitely
We don't want to
bring
kill the
those
fish
here.
that way.
No. Yeah, that's right. We want to catch the fish. not
Catch,
kill
right.
the fish.
Yes, yes.
I'm a big catch and release guy.
Yes.
You know, unless I'm going to eat them, then I
Yeah.
release them. But still, it's
Yeah.
fun to fish, regardless. And thank you so much,
Thank you,
Andrew,
Brittney.
for coming over and spending some time discussing some of the things going on with the Corps of Engineers.
Well, I've
We
had a
always
blast this
appreciate
morning.
that.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
That's it for today's show. Don't worry, though. We'll do it again tomorrow right here on KWOC.
With you online, on your device, and on the air.